There is the outline there. So the outline is going to cover an introduction. So this is the introduction to web design. So I'm going to start with the basic software that you'd require for you to develop your website. So you need a computer. You're going to require a text editor. So there are different types of text editors. We have, as you can see, those which are given here. So you have one which is called Visual Studio Code. You have Notepad, you have Sublime Text, Atom, GNU Emacs, and also you have one that is called Vim. So these are just examples of text editors. You can use any one of them. Now the text editor is meant for you to put your code. So the code that you're going to use either for HTML or for CSS or for JavaScript is going to go into your editor. The other thing is a web browser. Chrome browser. You have others which are called Firefox. I think for those who use mobile phones, you have one that is called Opera Mini. You have others called Microsoft Edge. You have Safari. Safari is for Mac machine. You also have Internet Explorer. And also you have Phoenix, also Phoenix, and another one called Browser. Those ones are available on your phone. So the browsers mainly are meant for you to test your code, like to see how the code is going to appear after you've developed it. The other thing is a graphics editor used when you want to enhance the images that you want to use for your web page. Then we also have version control systems. Things like GitHub help you to, like if you want to collaborate with someone or even share your code, you can easily do that. The FTP program, this is mainly when you're going to be doing some publishing. I'll be showing you how you can upload your program or upload it online, so that now it is available from your computer, and anyone now on the website or on the internet can see that. So FileZilla is one of the most popular FTP program, and we are going to be using that. Then we also have automation systems. So these ones are just meant to help you if you've gone into more coding, you might want to minify your code. Then we have what we call templates, libraries, and frameworks. Later you might be hearing me mention APIs, or what you call application programming interface. So all those are meant to make your work easy when you start to develop. In the bit of planning, what is needed in this case is for you to write down or put it in terms of a sketch. You need to put your ideas together. What is it that I want, to achieve? What is it that I want to say? When you have an answer to that question, now it becomes very safe for you to tell what it is that your audience would want to see. And that is where the planning comes in. So as you can see, there's the sketching bit. So someone had to sketch, this is where the menu is going to be. This is where I want this particular image to be. This is where I want this particular text to be, and all that. So when you're doing that planning, it helps you to visualize how your project or how your website is going to be. You also need to choose if it is the text, the theme color, and also the images, as I have mentioned, that are going to be there on your website. All that needs to be, checked, and it also needs to be availed. So the way we organize this code is that you have what we call the index file. So the index file, which is called index.html, is mainly the home page. So the home page, like you can see now for this particular website, this where you have the home page, and it also has the menu and all these other details. This would suffice as the index.html file. So when you have this home button, now everyone else can, or someone can now navigate through your page from this particular home page. And then what you want to ensure is that you have a folder which is called images, and this folder is supposed to be having all your images you want to put in your website. Then you have a folder for styles, which is going to contain the CSS files. Then you can have a scripts folder, which is going to be having the JavaScript code. We go to W3 schools. This is mainly what we are going to be using with you guys, and I would want you to use the W3 schools much for your practice, because it is also going to give you an opportunity to code either online for those who don't have the various tools available. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it describes the structure of a web page. So we are going to be looking at a series of elements we call tags. So we have an opening and the closing tag. So one is we have the declaration, which defines the HTML5. This doc type defines that this document is of type HTML. So that is needed by the browser to understand how it is going to display this document. Then you have the HTML tag. This is the opening one, and then it has the closing one. So this is the root element for an HTML page. So anything else that you're going to be, writing within an HTML document is supposed to be contained within the HTML tag. And as you can see here, you have the head, the title, the body, all of them. They are contained within the HTML tag. So that is something to note. Then you also have the head. So the head gives the meta information. Then the title here defines the title of the document. So whatever appears at the top is what is defined here as the title. Then the body contains all the other elements. So there are so many other elements you're going to be looking at. The paragraph, the headings, quotations, all those images, tables, lists, all of them are defined here. And you're going to be seeing all of them. So you're supposed to place them under the body. So whatever was H1 and P, that is the heading 1, and the P1 is for paragraph. So those are just examples of a paragraph as we are going to, of elements as we are going to be seeing them. So looking at the elements in this case, the element is supposed to be looking at as this. We have the tag name. So like in this case, the tag name here can be H1 or it can be P for paragraph. And then you have the closing tag name. So you need the opening and the closing tag name. Then you also have what we call the attributes. So attributes are mainly something that gives more information about a certain tag that you've already provided. We are going to see several other tags that are going to be having those kind of, you can see also we have something like image there. Image has something like a source as one of the attributes. So it also has width and it also has height. You're going to see more of that. So let's start by looking at the heading as one of the tags in this case. So you can say we have heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, and all of them are given as you can see below there. So H1 to mean the heading and all that. So I want to click this, try it yourself so that you see how that happens. So you can see on my left here, you have the definition of the document, doc type, HTML. Then you have the HTML here. Actually, I can delete all of this so that you see. Now, if I run this, you see on the right-hand side now, there's nothing that is given. So I need to once again bring the code back. You can put HTML. So that is the main container. So the closing tag has that backslash HTML like that. Then there is the head, as we have said. So the head there. So this is the code now I am typing. So once again, I close the head. Sorry. And then I have the body. So the opening tag for body. And once again, the closing tag for body. Now, if I also run this, I have clicked on the run, but nothing is given because once again, there is no content to be displayed. So within the body, because this is where we have said all the content is supposed to be placed, I'm going to now do a head. So head tag is given by a capital H or small h, and you give either the heading 1, we have heading 1 all the way to heading 6. The only difference is the sizes. So I put H1 there, that is the opening, and then I can have the closing, H1. Now I need to put the content. So I can put the content here. There's something I want you to note. So I can put the heading here. So I can call this probably the content here to be introduction to web design. So now if I run this, you're going to see introduction to web design. That is what we have provided. Now, if I now go to probably heading 2, you're going to realize it's going to be having smaller size than heading 1. So I can also call this intro. If I run that, you can see the size is a bit smaller, and you can put as many heading 1. Now I can go to all the smallest one is heading 6. Yeah? So I also close that heading 6. And once again, I put some content here. So I can call this web design. If I run, you see now, once again, the size has become very small. You have started from a very big one and the size keeps decreasing. And when you get to the H6, then the size becomes smallest. So that is it about the different tags. Now, as you can see here, I want you to understand that all these others, as you can see on my left, let me highlight this. All these are the different tags, these ones, that you're going to be looking at as we go on. So but now the way, if you've understood how I have put the heading 1 into place, then it will also be possible for you to understand when it comes to paragraphs, when it comes to quotations, when it comes to tables, lists, all those are also going to be done the same way. So the only thing that is going to be different at any particular time is for you to know which tag I'm dealing with. And when you know the tag you're dealing with, then you know this is the name of the tag, and this is how I'm supposed to put it in place, and then you continue like that. So I want to show you another tag here. So we have, once again, the paragraphs. So with the paragraphs, it uses the P tag, and you can see several of them have been given there. So everything you put in different paragraphs, they are going to be given in different ways. And then we also have the line break. So line break is used to separate two things if you want to separate them with a line in between them, because the paragraph might not do it for you. Then we also have what we call the pre-element. So pre-element is also gives a pre-formatted code. So if you wanted something to be pre-formatted in a particular way, you can use the pre. And that is it, I think, regarding the P tag. So let me show you. So after the heading 6, I want to show you an example of that. So I'm going to add a paragraph here. So P, then I close. I might not type a lot of things, so allow me to also keep some of these things for me to just copy and paste them. So let's say I wanted this. So I'm just going to copy and paste it here. Now, if I run this, now you're going to see all this is given by a paragraph. Now, if I wanted to probably break this into small bits, that it is not just something continuous, I can decide that at this particular point within the paragraph still, you can see now all of this content is contained within the opening tag here. Let me show you that clearly. There's the opening, there's the closing tag for the paragraph, and there's also the opening and also the closing tag. As you can see, the two of them, and you can keep putting as many paragraphs as possible. Now, I can decide to add a break here on this particular part. So the break tag does not have a closing tag. So you just put it like this, and this becomes the break tag. So the break tag does not have the opening and the closing, it's just given in that form. So if I run this, you're going to realize that this now, at this particular point, the code is no longer continuous here. It was continuous, but now we have broken it. Now, if I actually put two breaks, it means I'm going to have even another line. I can show you there. You can see now there's even a spacing with one line. So once again, what I'm trying to do is to format my website so that it appears in whichever manner I want. And now what I have used is to use a p tag, and I have also used, heading. I can decide that probably at the point where I have put the break, maybe I can add another heading. So this is what we call nesting of tags. Now, what I'm doing here, maybe I can now take this, the heading, or I put heading probably 3 here. So heading 3. I close it there, heading 3. I need to put 3 there. So skills, so if I run this, you can see now the paragraph which we had has now been once again broken, and it also containing another element, which in this case is a h3 tag, as you can see given here. And once again, as I have mentioned, you can continue to add as many tags as possible. The styles here gives you a way in which you can once again change. Now, there are different ways of changing the style tag, and this we are going to do more when we look at CSS. But it's also a good thing to understand how this one can be changed. So you can change the style, as you can see here, in terms of the color, the font, and the size, and many more. As we are going to see during the bit where we are discussing the CSS. So changing the style, what you need to do is now to introduce the bit where we are talking of the attribute. So you have the tag name, and then you have the style tag attribute here. So the style attribute, then you give the property that you want to change and the value. So an example here of the property could be the color, as may be mentioned. It could be font, or it could be size. And as you can see, in this case, we even have something like the background being changed there. You can see the way the text color is being changed, and the different things are appearing there in different ways. So I can probably demonstrate one. So as you can see on this side, all of them are in the black color, nothing has changed. So I can decide that on this particular H3, I change the style here. So the attribute is style. You have an equal sign, then opening and closing. Then what I want to change is the color. So notice here that the two are separated by a full colon, and then at the end you have the semicolon. That is to mean the end of whatever you're trying to do. So I have the style I am changing here is the color, and I want to change the color here to blue. Then I close that one with a semicolon. Now, if I run, you realize that the skills on this other side becomes now blue. I can change once again for heading one of the heading one. So once again, style here, an equal sign, opening and the closing. Then I have color property, and then the value is, can give this one red. And then I run once again, and you can see now one of the headings here will be having now the property of, or the color has changed from black to red. And now you can continue to do as many other properties as you wish as possible.